he decided to drop just a colossal, well, it's not a tweet. What is that bullshit he runs? Truth Social? Truth Social. What a name. You want to know why nobody can figure shit out? Because a platform where Donald Trump tweets from his fucking golden toilet is called Truth Social. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Now, in any other timeline, the President of the United States tweeting praise be to Allah would set off a national emergency. But because we're so used to this person being completely unhinged at all times of the day, including Easter Sunday, this did nothing but make some rumbles on social media. Nobody's in the streets. Nobody's upset in a way that they're activating. Of course, there are people who are upset. I'm upset, but nobody's doing anything about it. And this has just been an interesting week for me personally, reflecting on one of the bigger conflicts that I have been experiencing over the past couple years. And, you know, the show's called Too Personal, so we like to get into it. And I am absolutely having I guess what some people would call a crisis of faith. I'm having more of an epiphany. I've talked about it many times publicly, but I was born and raised in a Baptist church. And I spent 16 years going to church anywhere from 3 to 7 days a week. I've read the Bible cover to cover many times. I've traveled and gone to churches. I've been a part of youth groups and youth camps and youth outreach and children's hospitals and old people's homes and ministering at juvenile detention centers and the whole gamut. Everything that has to do with church, vacation Bible school, all of the things. I've done it. I've lived it. I've done it. And I feel very strongly about church people. I feel very strongly about these institutions. And I feel very strongly about the brands of Christianity, particularly Protestant, because obviously they don't consider Catholics to be Christians anymore, which is crazy enough in itself. But I mentioned the Donald Trump tweet and his total I don't even know what's the word I want to use for it. His entire brand, I guess, let's say. And the idea that Christians, all white Christians, black Christians, good Christians, bad Christians, I hate gay Christians, liberal Christians, the whole set and the entire brand is so utterly confusing to me. As somebody who understands it inside and out, has heard every single version of the Old Testament, of the New Testament, of this is wrong and that is wrong and this is, you're going to hell for this and you're going to hell for that, or God loves everyone and, you know, do unto others. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. The overlying, over-encompassing principle and idea of Christianity, and the fact that our president and his ragtag crew are pushing this idea that they are Christians and that we are a Christian country, and that the principles in which they operate and the language in which they use and the laws in which they're passing and the activities in which they're participating in are that of somebody who is Christian. If I was representing that set, would be maddened. And in the same way that I feel like men are not mad enough about the violence against women, about the attitudes towards women, about the push for women to have less, I feel like Christians aren't mad enough that this is the kind of representation that you guys are getting. And I don't separate white Christians from black Christians, from Asian Christians, from the Pilgrim people that I was just talking about with the household vote. All of it, if you're claiming to worship Jesus, I need you guys to unite. I don't know, have a forum and figure out why this is the permeating situation. Love, peace, kindness, generosity, forgiveness, all of those things that Jesus was supposed to be about, that's what the book says Jesus was about, that's not being represented. And I am not saying that anything is everything or all. I know incredible Christian people who represent those qualities to the highest level. They're not judgmental. They would give everything they have to help another person. But I know so few of those people and so many more of what I'm talking about that I'm just genuinely confused as to what is the brand. Because right now, it looks like there is no message whatsoever. Like, I can't have a conversation with someone who is going to sit there and tell me that Donald Trump represents Christianity. Why would I want to be a part of that? Like, what is the pitch here? The whole thing is forceful. And I had a conversation about Jaden Ivey earlier in the week, who is clearly having a mental breakdown and suffering from religious psychosis. And everyone's mad at me because I'm saying, this is y'all king. Like, you want to attach to someone who is not even saying rational things because he said one hateful thing that you agree with. And again, why is the hateful thing the thing that you're attaching to? I know that I'm saying a lot and it's probably a bit all over the place because I'm just very passionate about it, but we just have Christian nationalism sprinkled over these little streams of things that pour down into these other spaces. I'm sure there's going to be people who say, well, I don't agree with Christian nationalism. Maybe not. But you do think that gay people are going to hell. So you're okay with that part of it, right? You do think that abortion is murder. So you do agree with that part of it. You do think that a woman's place is in the home. So you do agree with that part of it. You do agree with purity culture, right? That like being a virgin is something to aspire to. So you do agree with that part of it. So what are the parts that separate you as a Christian? I really am really struggling with it. We've got guys like Doug Wilson in the White House giving prayers, somebody who has talked about slavery, someone who's talked about women's suffrage and ending the 19th Amendment, advocates for Christian Reconstructionism so that like biblical law is a part of our governments. You're willing to sacrifice separation of church and state because the Department of War posted a "He is risen" meme. I guess what I'm trying to say is, how far are you guys willing to go and how much are you willing to sacrifice because you feel a part of something? How many rights are we willing to give up? And not we, obviously, because I'm not participating in this. How many rights are you willing to give up? How many people are you willing to watch be oppressed? How many times are you willing to see people othered or thrown in concentration camps or put in conversion therapy or lose their right to vote or lose their ability to have a partner that they choose and get medical benefits or have a right to marriage? How many women have to die in parking lots of hospitals before we have a conversation about abortion actually being healthcare and not murder? Christianity is very confusing for me right now. And it's a little bit painful because I really want to believe that the whole of these institutions, and listen, that the whole of these institutions are good. Let me finish my thought. That the whole of these institutions are good. And no, I don't pick on Islam because I was not raised in Islam. I don't pick on Judaism because I was not raised Jewish. Now, do I think that all of those other massive institutions fall under the same category of criticism that Christianity does? Absolutely. They are used to justify violence. They are used to justify genocide. They are used to justify slavery. They are used to justify abuse of children. They are used to justify the abuse and the oppression of women. They're used to justify war and all kinds of atrocities. They are used to uphold the royals, like take over entire countries, colonize whole whole continents. So yes, at the top, there are some issues, but at the core of it all, is it really about connecting with God and having a relationship with God? Or is it about being a part of an institution that allows you the ability to judge and condemn other people? What is your goal? Is your goal to feel like you're a part of something, or is your goal to live a life that is for others? To live a life that is Christ-like, to love your neighbor, to do unto others, to do unto the least of them. I don't really hear a lot of Christians quoting those these days. I do hear them quoting, the verses that they use to justify, sending women to prison for having miscarriages, or the verses about throwing your child out into the street because they've come out to you as gay, or women, not having a right to start a business because men are the head of the house. I hear a lot of those. I don't hear a lot of the ones about loving everybody and giving people their free will to choose to come to God. I don't hear any of that. So I'm just a little confused. Maybe after you have the Come Together convention, you can explain it to me, because I am really struggling with it. And this week, in that tweet amongst, or not, what is it? What do we even call it? A truthy? What is it? What is the thing on there? It's a post. Just a post. Whatever the fuck is on that Truth Social app, the truthy, whatever that truthy is that Trump dropped. And the Jaden Ivy thing, and the Easter, and the Department of Defense posting a "He is risen." What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. I'm fired up this week. Anyway, that's my rants for today. Let me know what you think.